Good morning. I'm just doing some playing around with some of Elizabeth's center app stuff and throwing in some of my own bits and pieces. It's crazy how weak certain parts of my body are. Photoshop some heavier numbers on this. What are you learning about at school?
Writing.
Writing?
But we don't do much writing, and I don't know why she's forgetting about writing.
Oh, really? Are you learning much about the virus and stuff?
No.
No?
Nothing. Only washing your hands.
And what's the trick to washing your hands?
Sing happy birthday 2 times.
Very true. Kira, have you got any stories to tell today? Lily, have you read that book? Or are you learning to read that book?
I got another book. I got this book. It's a big book.
You've got a friend called Charlotte, don't you?
Look at this book.
Nice. Late night last night. Can you tell? Can you see? Can you see some red in there? It's alright. So this camera doesn't have a flippy roundy screen, so that's why sometimes when I use this, because this is the DLSR, this is the Sony 7R4, sometimes I'm out of focus and I don't know that. Most times I'm in focus. The autofocus on this particular camera is pretty fantastic. And you just back it in that I'm in focus, but I don't 100% always know, right? Anyway, yeah, I was just going to mention this actually. So a few people have commented so far, just relating to being out riding at this particular point in time. I should really stress that the government here in Australia, in New South Wales, has suggested to continue life as normal. And look, my experience has been, especially, and people sort of saying, look, don't put extra pressure on emergency units and all that kind of stuff. And I totally hear what you're saying, and I'm not going to go out and be stupid here. But so in the last 2 years, I've been in hospital twice, both from bike crashes, both in races. And on both those particular circumstances, I was the only person in that A&E with an impact physical related injury. Every other person in there was there from a chronic disease, heart disease, diabetes, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, all these type of things. And I can remember looking around going, I am the exception to the rule here. That does flow a little bit on to my sort of point about continuing life as normal. Life normal for me is to be active, for our family is to be active, and seemingly in the scheme of society that is very much the minority. Take that with a pinch of salt, and we're not going to be stupid about the sort of riding that we're doing, putting ourselves in additional sort of danger, but currently the advice from the government is to continue life as normal. We will continue life as normal. To be updated, changes from location to location, right? Alright. So yeah, with all that said, yesterday I mentioned to you guys that I'm going to try and cyberbully the guys to start documenting this time period. Well, Dylan McKenna, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. He started a YouTube channel. I will link it below. Get over there, check it out, and I'll obviously incorporate some of his footage in here. But yeah, I'm so proud. I did not make many friends with my review of the GoPro Hero 8.
And look, since then, GoPro have released 2 firmware updates, and look, I'll be honest, I have been contacted by a few people, and they've all said, give it another go. There have been some vast improvements, don't just write it off just yet.
The 2 things that I really want to find out about this, the first is the audio, which is not massively relevant, I'll admit, in the action cam world, because my kind of needs are quite niche for them, but we'll try it anyway. It's nice to be able to... The second is the exposure. I was really disappointed with the exposure. So that, guys, is when Exposure is when everything just gets blown out, so you get that white effect to the shot. Action cams always struggle with exposure. It's why on the DJI you have the ND filters. You can get ND filters on this, but they are very, very expensive. And considering the device itself is very expensive, I kind of feel like it should be doing a pretty damn good job without any accessories.
You know what they say, how you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family? I got to choose mine, I think. My cousin lives downstairs. Let me show you this. Yeah, that's a win. That's a win family-wise, isn't it? Well, that is a complete and utter shit show. I don't know what's worse, the coronavirus or the current state of the Anzac Bridge stuff. So we are on bikes, ladies and gentlemen, we're on bikes. And, so I was originally going to phrase, we're going to get this hashtag trending, right? Quest for 1,000. Quest for 1,000 was going to be the hashtag. But then, pretty quickly put me back in my boots. And it's more likely a quest for 900. What am I talking about? I'm talking about my lack of ability to sprint. We've tried to come up with a bit of a plan, maybe for the next 6 weeks, which is obviously just going to involve a whole heap of strength stuff in the gym. So what I'm doing today is, we just need to know how low the bar is.
Really hard, like put it in the 5311, up a slight rise, and just try and get whatever you can out of the bike.
We will fight. I'm almost embarrassed to put this stuff up. Maybe I can doctor the power data afterwards. But yeah, that's all we're going to do, and oh dear. I mean, look, it's about as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I think one of the interesting things, I mean, there's one thing to try and chase, you know, a much higher power number, but you got to kind of remember that what we're trying to do here is make our bikes go faster. So whilst power is definitely important, plays a massive role, I mean, there's almost like a coordination aspect to this that I just don't have through my own fault of not repeating this stuff. Like, I start sprinting and I'm almost like thinking about it too much, whereas I assume natural sprinters, guys that do it a lot, they're not thinking about anything. They're just going as hard as they can and winning races. It's gonna be a fun little journey, guys. You guys can laugh at me at this, especially over the next 6 weeks when I try and do a lot of this stuff. Hopefully we see some improvement. Yeah, that was good. It's hard for me, like, because I don't do sessions like that, to know how hard that is, like in the scheme of things. Like if I ride 4 hours, I kind of gauge how hard that is. But like the last effort there, I had to stop on the side before I could consider riding back. So I might consider doing these sessions a bit more on the trainer, actually. I think that's probably more realistic if I consider doing it. I'm sure that's probably achievable. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you've really enjoyed it today. We're going to record some interesting stuff over the next 24, 48 hours, training related stuff with the coaching guys. So do keep an eye on the channel, because I want to get that up pretty quickly, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it. As always, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Hey, bye now.
Thank you.
Can I get a Kiri wave?
Quick exposure test from shade. Okay, here we go. Coming up into shade, then into sun. What happened to my face there? Did it blow up, or did it adjust? It's one thing I do find the iPhone 11 has done brilliantly now. Here's another good test. Into shade and into sun. You be the judge. Let me know down below. See you guys.